Hello, CrossFit Linchpin. Today is October 11th. It is a Thursday, and the CrossFit Games Open has begun. The Open is kicked off. So probably one of the most frequently asked questions at this time of year is, will the Open workouts be worked into the schedule at CrossFit Linchpin? How should we do that? Yada, yada, yada. So that's what we'll dive into right now. It won't take long. Will the CrossFit Open workouts be worked into the CrossFit Linchpin schedule? In a word, no. So that's pretty simple, right? There's a reason for it, though, obviously. It's literally impossible to work them in any sort of fashion that makes sense. It really is. I need to create programming for Linchpin and for the private track. I do it 2 to 3 weeks in advance, so I'm always 2 to 3 weeks ahead of what's going on. The Open workouts are unknown until, boom, they get posted. So there's no way to work them into the schedule because things were already uploaded for the next couple weeks in the future. And since they're on, even if you just left a blank day, which as it turns out, Thursdays are rest days at CrossFit Linchpin, Thursdays and Sundays. So if you decided to do it on Thursday, it would work out well. But here's the other thing. Since the workouts are unknown, who's to say that the day right before the Open workout or 2 days before, the programming, the workout that came out, just directly interfered catastrophically with whatever the movements were going to be during the Open. I mean, we just did SQT recently, which it's got shuttle sprints and 95-pound power snatches, which is very similar to what happened there, the 95-pound power snatches. We just did a mess of burpees recently. There's a mess of burpees coming up. There's just no way. And I God's honest truth, I actually don't know what the Open workouts are this year. I'm no longer involved in that world. And so next week, as far as I know, the Open workout could be Karen. And maybe the day before, we program Karen, or we program a bunch of wall balls, or we program a bunch of heavy squats, or a bunch of dumbbell walking lunges, something that just absolutely smokes your legs, then below parallel, and then the very next day, there's Karen. So there's no way to do it. And then no two human beings that I talk to like to do the Open workouts at the same time. So couldn't just leave first of all, I can't prepare for it. Can't promise that we're not going to use similar muscles that you're going to need, or the time domain is going to be very similar to the 1 or 2 or 3 days before that. I just can't do it. And then every human being likes to do it a bit differently. Some people love to do it Thursday evening, as soon as it gets posted. They run out into the garage or run to the affiliate and knock it out right then. Some people like to do it the next day, kind of roll it around. Thursday, did I say today's Thursday? Today's Friday. Sorry about that. The 11th, it's a Friday. When it comes out on Thursday, they like to do it the next day on Friday. Some people like to get together with their friends on the weekend after, they've hung up their job for the week and they have a bit more free time, and then they can knock it out. So again, everybody likes to do it a bit different. There's no way to make sure that we didn't smash whatever you're going to need to do well. There's just no way to do it. So we're just driving on with business as usual, and my recommendation is, if you're following, just look forward. You can look 2 to 3 weeks forward on the private track, see what the workouts are that's coming up, and see which one maybe you want to shift or move around or replace, and that's probably your best bet to do the Open in a way that is not, or at least the least bit intrusive to your fitness and whatnot. And by the way, if you've got questions, please throw them out there. Do you want to hear something crazy? I want to talk about myself trying to achieve some form of work-life balance, of when I go home, I'm home, and when I'm working, I'm working, so I can have meaningful relationships with my family. I don't know who won last night, Panchek or Froning. Didn't watch it. No idea. Haven't checked it this morning, but doing other stuff with my family. and I'll get around to it in a bit, and whichever one won, good on them. Doesn't affect my life. Whichever one won doesn't affect my family. I will check it out, and then I'll knock it out sometime when I have to knock it out. Oh, Andy, was it Pancheck? Did Pancheck win? Let's see. Let me see if I can confirm that. Let's see. Risen Strength. Oh, Pancheck did win. Good for him! I mean, I'd be happy with either one. They're both really good guys, but that's cool. It's a good win for Scott. Let's see. Risen Strength. Feeling prepared and ready for this year's Open. Thanks for the program. My pleasure, for sure. And, I've said this before, and maybe we'll end the video on this. The Open, I want to express something. However, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I actually really don't. Quite frankly, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. This is my opinion, my humble opinion. I don't like the term open prep. I think it's silly. I think it's a marketing campaign. The Open is the largest participatory event for CrossFit. You have to cast the biggest net. You have to make it as inclusive as possible. But of course, you have to make it as inclusive as possible, and the tricky thing is you have to make it as inclusive as possible so that most people can play, while screening that the big fish shake out at the end. And that will happen, for sure, right? However, the CrossFit Open is quintessentially CrossFit. They might do something unique or a little bit different, or some odd gear, or just a little bit more unusual things at a sanctioned event, and most certainly at the games. Rogue will build some bizarre apparatus, and you just do things that you won't find. But the Open is going to be the movements that you do all the time in CrossFit, and the loadings will be, if you're doing well-rounded workouts, light to medium to heavy, and the time domains will have some variance, and there'll be a lot of intensity expressed. So the CrossFit Open, it's just CrossFit. And so when people say they need to prepare for the Open, that can mean many things, which is why I'm trying to, I don't want to lump everybody into this one category. But if you're doing CrossFit, you don't need to prepare for the Open, because you're already doing CrossFit. Life's good. Then just do the darn workouts. Don't let them interrupt your life. Don't let them get in your head. They shake out wherever they shake out, and then you get back to your regularly scheduled life, and all is well. What are your real thoughts on the Open for a Masters athlete? What are my real thoughts on the Open for a Masters athlete? I don't know what that means. If you can give me some more insight as to that. I don't believe I presented any fake thoughts on the Open for a Masters athlete, so I'm not quite sure what you mean. If you can clarify that a bit, I will try my best to dive in there. Can we get less running in WODs? Every now and then. Let's see. A Pancheck did win. Okay, this makes me happy. Cool. Alright, I think we're actually good. So let's see. I was on the Talking Elite Fitness podcast last week or something. It just got posted. It was a blast catching up with Sean Willen and Tommy Marquez. It was an absolute blast. We had a ton of laughs. So if you haven't checked that out and you want to get some good chuckles in, go to Talking Elite Fitness. I think they've released one podcast since then, so it might be just one before that. But it's a good time. Those boys are fun. I'm sure we'll do it again, and we'll just tell some more wacky stories to the world. But that's that. Have a great day, everybody. I am going to maybe go check out the Pancheck versus Froning thing and see how it actually shook out. And that's that. Let's see. Oh, you have hair in that picture that you posted. So you mean the picture for Talking Elite Fitness that they put up there? I didn't post that picture. They posted that picture. That was several years ago with us at the desk, yeah. And I had some hair. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Do you think Masters athletes should push for the Open after the poor coverage of the CrossFit Games on the Masters division? I think you should do whatever you want to do, quite frankly. To each their own. And then, I say that with no hidden tone or undercurrent or meaning or whatnot. If the reason that you do as a Masters athlete, but the reason that you do the Open, and the reason that you train all year, and the reason that you push yourself is for a certain amount of coverage, media coverage, and you didn't get that media coverage, that's a personal, I guess, decision or metric or drive or whatnot. If you do what you do in the gym every day and push yourself as a Masters athlete, unrelated to media coverage, if you would do the same thing, if it was just a throwdown in a parking lot that was special and meant something to you to see what you got going on, whether there was a camera there or not, then rock on with that too. Neither one has any sway with me either way. But if that is something that was a driving force for what you were doing, and you don't feel that that need was met for you personally, and that is what makes or breaks your decision, then it's a totally personal decision. Completely and utterly your call, and only you can make that call. So that would be my recommendation for that. And I think I might do the entire Open this year. I haven't done the first workout yet. I got to do it. I think I might do the entire workout, just sign up for the scale division. I'm going to do the scale start to finish, because scaling is cool, and scaling is awesome. And maybe even if I can do the prescribed workout, just to make a statement and make a point, I just might do the scaled workout, because I like scaling. Alright, so that's it. I'm going to finish my coffee, and then, this is totally random and unrelated, but a lot of questions get asked about books. Boys in the Boat. I guess it's backwards because the camera's backwards. Boys in the Boat. Daniel James Brown. I'm almost done with it. Almost done. I'm 333 pages into it, so just a little bit left. Excellent book so far. I would highly recommend it. And I've got a couple more in the queue, and I'll keep you guys posted because a lot of people kind of ask what I'm reading and things like that. So anyway, now you know what's happening with the Open workouts. Now you know what's happening with Linchpin. Now I know who won between Froning and Panchek, so it's just a lot of information being exchanged thus far in the morning. Have yourself an excellent day. Enjoy the death by shuttle sprints, and I will talk to you later.